Morning. Welcome to Something Saturday. Let's just move so the board's in the background. So today I thought I would show you something that came the other day. So I'm quite excited, and I haven't actually played with it yet. So you and I are gonna play with it together. Let's flip the screen and we'll show you what I'm talking about. So, as you may or may not know, here in Australia we've been having an awful lot of trouble with getting stuff off the ships and into our hands. So although in theory this was actually available to us as demonstrators a couple of months ago, in practice it's actually only just become available because it's managed to make its way off the ship and into Stampin' Up's hands and now to us. So you can see here that I have finally got tulip fields, which I thought was really nice, and this, which is really cool. It's got a windmill with a proper hopefully the light is not shining on that in the wrong way. There we go. With a proper thingo, and you can put a little brad through there and it turns, and I was thinking about doing that next week actually. So potentially you might want to come back next week and check out what I'm going to do with it then. So we are going to pop that away. Let's see if we can get it away. There we go. And the other thing that came is this, what's got onto that? This paper, which is called Flowering Fields 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And oh my goodness, this is pretty. Let me just make sure it's actually completely in the picture. There we go. Yes, so I've already turned it so you can see both sides. Hang on, I'm just gonna move things out of the way. There we go. So there's that one, and the back of it is that. Then there's this one, and yeah, it is that purpley colour on it. That's quite pretty. And the back of it is that colour. And then we've got, whoops, one that apparently wants to be covered up with the rest. That one there. Isn't that cool? I love all these little tulips on it. And then that's the back of it. So again, you can see that there's little rows of tulips on that. Then we've got a bit of Poppy Parade colouring there and some clouds. And then this one's rather nice. And the back of it. And then the last one is that one there, and again the back of it. So that is our papers. I'm gonna pop those back into their container for the time being, because otherwise I just know that they'll get destroyed somehow, and that would be devastating. Pop those down there. All right, so we're back to tulip fields, and I wanted to have a play with this because Stampin' Up gave us on the last conference that we did, one of the ladies actually did a presentation on this particular suite, and it was kind of fascinating. So let's find a bit of scrap paper. There's a bit of scrap paper. So when you're picking up photopolymer stamps, you're actually better off just letting them sort of fall into place on their own, rather if you want them to be straight. This is, if you want it to bend, then obviously bend it, but there we go. So I'm hoping that that is straight. Not quite. Great. All right, we will aim for it to be straighter. Let's just do that. There we go. Now it should be straight. Admittedly, it's on a wonk on the actual block, but that's fine. That won't matter. What colours are we going to use? Let's go with some brights, shall we? Poppy Parade was pretty cool, so we'll start with Poppy Parade. So just a case of ink it all. Now, so she reckoned that if you pick a point and you just stamp it. So you stamp it down like that to begin with. Just ink off there, and because it's red, it's just going to stain my my brand new stamp, of course. It's always the way, isn't it? You get a new stamp, and what's the first colour you want to use on it? Red. But of course. So then she reckoned that oh, bother it, I've got a bit of dust or something in my throat. If you then take it and you stamp it in the middle, so let's ink up, tappity tap, and you aim for approximately the middle, like that. So the idea is that we're going to get some perspective in this, which I've always quite liked perspective anyway, so that's probably why this set appealed to me. Then I think we're going to add some Mango Melody to it, so let's have a little bit of a different colour. Oops. Oh, that's probably not a good idea to rub these on this trousers. Okay, so there must have been 2 more in here, so let's put one there. And one there. I've just realised what I've actually got missing underneath this is one of the stamping mats, and that's why it's not coming out terribly well. And I cannot see one of my stamping mats anywhere. That is marvellous. All right, hang on. I see something which is gonna slide that underneath there. It's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? See whether I can... there we go, that's not too bad. So, I like that, but then I actually want another colour as well, because, you know, it's kind of... I just feel like it needs 3 colours. So what colour are we going to go with? How about we go with Coastal Cabana? That'll look pretty. Seeing as I'm using brights, we'll just stick to brights with it. Although I suspect in a moment I'm going to have to go to the neutrals. And let's see how this goes. So let's pop that one onto there. Oh, look at that. Makes so much more of a difference if you had a mat underneath. Possibly should have done that at the beginning. Don't tell anyone. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I like that. That is really cool. How exciting. Oh, sorry, I just realised I jogged you. All right, so I've got that part done now. I actually wanted to be able to add the windmill just into the middle there. So let's grab another one of those, and I reckon we need... Isn't it always the way? The, where is it? Soft suede, I think. The ink pad that you actually want is right on the other side of the carousel. Ooh, just one of those beads. Okay, so we will ink up the windmill. Get the right word, Heather. And let's pop that at the end of the tulips. Kind of floating in the air. Oh, that was what I was going to do. All right, let's pull that one off and pop it back, and see whether I can get this straight. don't know whether it's quite straight, but it'll do. And don't need that one anymore. Let's go back to that Poppy Parade, I think. Oh, do I want Poppy Parade? Or do I want a different colour? You know what, I might actually go with a darker colour, only because that way it might cover up the bottom of my little windmill. So let's give it a go with some Pacific Point. And let's put that down there. Yeah. I think it's just going to be a fun card to be able to just build up this one. Then I was going to use the tree because I can. Let's pop things back into their packet. Otherwise I won't have any blocks left. Well, it's not like I haven't got more blocks, it's just that then I have to go and get them, which is equally not very far away because they're on the floor beside me, but that's beside the point. I know what I'm talking about. I might add maybe a tree and then some clouds after that, I reckon. I wonder what that one is. Oh, that's oh, some little diddly trees. If I need some diddly trees in there. I don't know. I wonder if you can put it, no, I don't think that's going to work. All right, let's move on to, will Garden Green go with this? I think Garden Green might go with this. So I'm gonna do this, but I don't really want it to be that really dark there. So what I'm gonna do is just ink off that part. Seriously, looks like it's not inked up properly. And I actually want it to be just off the edge. There we go, that's better because it disguises it slightly behind that. I'm much happier with that. That's good. What else? You know, that windmill to me looks a little bit like it needs some colour in it. So I'm just going to take one of my blender pens and pull the colour from the edge of the windmill just in like that. Just so that it's got, whoopsie, don't really want extra colour there. I just like the lightness of colour that you can get with just using a plain blender pen and the ink that's already on your page. Doesn't have to be really dark. Although I'm thinking that the doorway might need to be a tad darker. What did I do with my soft suede? So I'm sure I have probably shown you this before. Let's pop that one away. But if you squeeze the ink pad in the middle, you'll end up with a little bit of ink just in the lid there, and then you can pick that ink up and use it to colour with. And that's better. I just wanted the doorway to be that little bit darker because, you know, doorways usually aren't bright and light, as it were. I'm really loving this. I think that's so cool. And then I was going to add some clouds, wasn't I? Wonder if I can get away with the clouds being in Pacific Point if I dull them down. You know what? I'm also going to have to get a smaller couple of blocks. There's one. All right, let's go. Hopefully that's clouds. I haven't got my glasses on. That's terrible, isn't it? I don't think I want the little mini trees. I just don't quite have a use for those at the moment. So let's pop them back into the packet. And yikes. Clouds. Let's see how it would look if I was to So stamp off first and then stamp. I reckon that would look all right. Stamp off first and then stamp and stamp. Yeah, okay, I think I'm going to be happy with that. So we will stamp off first and then we'll just add some clouds like that. Because that one had actually come off the edge, I'm actually going to re-stamp it, because otherwise the next time I stamp it I'll actually find that that little piece on top is going to be darker than the rest of it. So I'm going to stamp it off twice then, and just go with some clouds behind there. There we go. Whoops. Okay, what do you reckon? I'm pretty happy with that actually. Let's just clean off my stamps. Just stand up and make sure that's actually coming out. That actually looks really cool. I'm really happy with that. And just think, all I've done is I've just used what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colours and one stamp set, and created that. And admittedly there are no sayings in this particular one, but there's lots of other stamp sets that have got heaps of different sayings, and potentially it would be worthwhile just buying one stamp set that has a heap of sayings, and then it doesn't really matter what's in the other ones because you can mix and match all your sayings. So just a thought there. Thank you for coming and joining me this Saturday, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Do share the love, and come back and join me next Saturday. All right, see you then. Bye.